Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, 15th day of May, 19th day of Iyar. Here we go. In the kitchen, it is a good idea to it is okay to have one urn that you use both for all the hot water all around the kitchen, and that is okay. Okay, so one hot water urn is okay all around the kitchen, but you should be careful not to pass like liquidy, like chicken soup, over the top of it because it could spill inside and that would be horrible because then it's flakes. And same thing with milk. So just be careful that you don't pass liquids over the top of this hot water urn. Don't pour directly from it onto meat because the steam and everything will come up and cause problems. The same thing with don't pour directly from it onto dairy. That'll be a problem. It is okay to have one mixer for all kinds of because it's always most usually cold, so it's okay. You just would have to wash it in between uses, so it could one day mix up some dairy stuff, and this mixer could then later be used for some meat stuff, and it wouldn't be a problem, but you'd have to wash it well. Some people do use different beaters. They have like dairy beaters in their mixer and meat beaters in their mixer. I'm not talking about a food processor, just talking about a beater here. And some say that you could use the same beaters for both, but you do have to wash it very, very well in between. You can have one peeler for all the vegetables in your kitchen, of course, but if you use one for sometimes grating cheese, then please be certain that that cheese one is of a certain color that you always recognize it as the dairy one so you won't get into trouble. Also, salt shakers, let's get to that. It's best to have, it is written in the Shulchan Aruch that it's best to have separate salt containers. But that's because in their times they used to dip right into the salt container. So sure, it's best to have separate salt containers since you're dipping the food right in. Now that we use shakers, it's not as much of a problem, and it is okay to have one shaker that goes back and forth between dairy and meat. But if kids are using it, then and their hands are sometimes full of meat or dairy, that could cause a problem. Be good to have two. Some have two in their home, period, because anybody could make that same problem happen. So you may want to watch for that, and you may want to institute two salt shakers in your home. If you did use a flakes salt shaker on a dairy meal, it's not the end of the world. If possible, Rabelski says it would be best to try to remove that salt from the top of whatever you just salted if possible, but it's really not the end of the world if you couldn't get that salt off. Okay, thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.